This week on Scam School, we learn the powers of hypnosis. Except they're a lie. I've wasted my life. This episode of Scam School brought to you by GoDaddy. Welcome to the show that's an embarrassment of riches. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, and answer me this. What's better than creating a spectacle at your next party that makes you the center of everything, requires no special apparatus, and no talent whatsoever? Answer, nothing, which is why Robert Strong teaches us how you could take 4 chairs and turn it into a hypnotic miracle. I'm gonna go, what? Cameron Brager, good to see you again. Stefan and Nick, this is my friend Robert Strong. He does giant corporate events. He's a brilliant magician. He's a firebrand with all these ideas. And he does one stunt that is a total classic that I just want you to experience. It's a little bit goofy. It's a lot of fun. It makes a big scene. And you're gonna remember it every time there's a party from now. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say, and also I'm gonna say that I've got a new twist on it. It's about hypnotism.
What?
Because we don't only use hypnotism to quit smoking and to lose weight, we're using it nowadays for mind control.
What?
For creating the reality that we want.
Sure.
Let's try something, a little experiment. There's something inside this box. I'm gonna start, just to make the things go quicker, I'm gonna give you a nickname. I'm gonna call you Larry, I'm gonna call you Curly, I'm gonna call you Mo, I'm gonna call you Shemp, okay? Larry, would you hold the box on the sides like so? Just, yeah, hold it up here, like, and I want you to use your mind and see if you can tell me what's inside. Don't say it out loud, okay? Your turn. Think about what's inside. There is something inside the box. You got it? Okay, don't say it out loud. Hold the box. Tell me something inside. You got it? Okay, I'd like you to hold it sides like that. Concentrate. You got it? Okay, good. What was it?
A bar of soap.
A bar of soap. What was it?
Her pretty little head.
Her pretty little head. What was it? A rabbit. Very smart. Baseball. Well, actually, it was a rope. Okay.
Boo!
No. This is a very special rope. This is the rope I use to hypnotize you, to help you reading minds and mind control. I'd like all of you to watch the rope. Keep your eyes on the rope. Good focus. I want you to continue breathing. Relax your mind. Uncross your arms, please.
Oh.
Watch the rope go into the box. I want you to imagine that that rope is growing in size in your imagination. I want you to imagine that it's growing in weight. It weighs a pound. It's now 10 pounds. Stretch your imagination, rabbit guy. 100 pounds. You ready?
Yes.
A ton. It weighs a ton. Lift up the box. Exactly. You, come over here, lift up the box. Good. You come on over here, Come over here, lift the box. Good. Come on over, yeah, but you can't lift it. You come on over. I know, don't break it. Come on over here, lift the box. Okay, come, everybody line up again. Watch my eyes. Relax. And now weighs just what a rope should weigh. Now let's do something really cool. Larry, I want you to take a step forward. Excuse me. Larry, I want you to have a seat in this chair in kind of an awkward way with your legs facing the camera people. Curly, I'd like you to have a seat in this chair also kind of an awkward way with your legs facing me. Hey Mo, my favorite stooge, I'd like you to have a seat right here with your legs facing the back wall. And Shemp, back wall, that way.
Right over there.
And Shemp, you have a seat here. We get the magic rope out. Men, over here, focus. You're getting sleepy. I want you to relax, breathe, and sleep. Nicely done, sir. Curly, watch, and sleep. Nicely done. Mo, over here, watch, and sleep. Deeper, good. And watch, sleep. Nicely done. 4 people in a deep hypnotic trance. I want you to relax, make yourself as light as air. In a moment, we're gonna levitate you. May I have that inside arm? Make a friend. Welcome to San Francisco. Make a friend, yes. Just lean back. What do you put in your hair, dude? Okay, good. Slowly lean back, yes. And I want you to lean back like so. Give me that inside arm. You don't have to hold him. You can hold him. You don't have to cuddle him. That's nice. That's good. Okay, good. And sleep. Men, feet flat on the ground, knees together, feet flat on the ground. Listen to my voice. In a moment, I'm going to make you levitate. So I want you to imagine you don't weigh a ton. The opposite. You're as light as air. You got it? Starting with Larry, you're as light as air. Lift your butt up. Your butt, Larry. You lift your butt. Curly, you keep all your weight on him. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 volunteers and only 3 chairs. You're next. Mo, feet on the ground. Lift your butt. Feet flat. Lift your butt. 4 volunteers and only 2 chairs. I've never gone this far before. Lift. 4 volunteers in 1 chair. Never in the history of magic has a magician pulled out the last chair. You're sliding. You're sliding this, come back up on him. You doing okay? You breathing? Keep breathing, and sleep. Nice, and lift. 4 volunteers and no chairs, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah!
No chairs. That's the end. Good afternoon. Have a good night. Good evening.
He's leaving. He's leaving. And now I tickle you.
Good job, Larry. Good job, Curly.
Dude,
Good job, Bo. You were
awesome.
awesome. Nicely done. Good job, Tim.
That was cool. It looked way cool, man.
And that's a party trick you can do at home.
Dude, well done, sir. That's awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm lazy. Also impulsive, also cheap. But that's okay, because do you know who loves lazy, impulsive, cheap people? Our friends over at GoDaddy. Lazy because you don't want to have to worry about it. You want 99.9% uptime, 24/7 support. Impulsive because you want to be able to decide to buy a domain right this minute and use your iOS and Android app to buy it right there through GoDaddy. And cheap because thanks to the code SCAM10, you're going to get domains for only $7.99. Are you kidding me? Best of all, you'll be kicking a beer over to the Scam School as well. Go see our friends over at GoDaddy right now. And apologize for being so lazy. Not impulsive though. It's good to be impulsive. Dude, I was blown away at the total economy of this routine. Using nothing but 4 chairs and grabbing 4 people, you're able to fill up a giant area, grab the attention of everyone around. You're able to convince people that they're hypnotized. How long have you been doing this routine?
This routine I've been doing since I was 18 years old. I'm 40, so that puts it at 22 years.
Sure. Wait, yes, that's math.
That's
Good.
math.
Okay, but now here's the thing. Now I'm assuming that the first trick with the box is a way to set up kind of social proof. I'm sure there's some kind of magic about the box that makes it feel heavy to them. My guess is it's not hypnosis, in other words.
It's not hypnosis, but it's something really cool.
Okay, whatever it is, I'm sure it's very cool, but it's not about that, because you usually do this routine without the box even, right?
Tonight's the first night I've ever done with the box.
Shut up, the first time ever?
You said, why don't you put them together? So I'm like, let's bring some routine, and from now on, it's going to stay together.
Well, I'm
cool.
thrilled I was able to write
So
that
thank
for you. Because that was a cool moment, because that moment when you said they're hypnotized, and then and Cameron first instantly goes like that, I was like, that's
that doesn't
surprising.
normally happen. No, it doesn't normally happen. What I do is I have this chair that's like a camping stool, and with the scissor motion, I tell them to watch it, and I speak in a funny voice. There's googly eyes, and that hypnotizes them. It keeps them cracking up. So the joke is, I'm telling them it's serious,
right?
And they're cracking up. Well, you don't walk into a bar with a chair with googly eyes. If someone says you're old, show us something cool, you say, well, let's get some chairs.
Let me get some rope.
And just for your viewing audience, what I do is I actually say, you guys get some chairs. And the reason is if they don't get the chairs, I don't do the trick.
And that's a really good point, because so many people say, I do magic for my brother, and then he grabs the cards and he screws up the tricks. The problem is you only want to perform magic for people who are primed to have a magical experience. So I always say no the first time anyone asks for a magic trick. If they ask a second time, then I suspect that they're real. But you're right, you should give them a task so they can prove
I call it
interesting.
hooping. They're making me, their monkey boy, jump through a hoop, show me a trick. I go, okay, here's a smaller hoop that you can jump through to prove that you're invested, because then you're gonna watch and you're pay attention and you're gonna care about it.
That is a really good way to put it, right? Okay, so they get the chairs, they bring it over. What happens if they don't pretend to be hypnotized at the moment?
Now they have the box, they act hypnotized, but before I had the box, I say sleep, and they don't sleep.
Right.
And in my microphone, I whisper.
On mic, yeah.
Well, it's a headset.
You stage whisper, yeah.
I stage whisper, I say, just pretend.
Right.
And then they laugh, and then they go out, and then there's another laugh because how they go out.
Right.
And
So in other words, that's a code to the audience that this trick is not about the hypnosis,
and it's
a code to the person on stage or under the gun saying, just go with this.
Just
Jared.
play along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then you lay them out. Now there's a structure to everything. First of all, how do you set up the 4 chairs? Because it looked like they were setting up, for some reason it felt like a swastika, like they're all going in.
Okay, so if you're looking at the chairs, you've got the back of the chair and the seat. Next to that, you've got a seat and backup chair next to that, so it's each one staggered. So if you're looking at it, it looks like a cube, and from the outside of the cube, half of the cube is backup chair, half the cube is seat.
So it's
Backup
almost
chair,
as though
seat, backup chair, seat.
So you set up the chairs, and I assume it doesn't matter the order as they sit down to begin with.
It does a bit, because sometimes you have someone who's a little heavier,
okay.
Someone's a little bit taller.
Okay.
So you don't want to put a really big person on a really small person.
Good point.
So first point is you want to get 4 strong, healthy people.
Right.
You want to be approximately the same size and weight.
Okay, so essentially 4 dudes of roughly the same height.
Right. And what you do is if for some reason you have someone that's smaller or someone's bigger, you don't put the biggest person on the small person, you stagger it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, but you wouldn't want to go in order, so it was biggest, smaller, 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 because that means that the last person at the end
would get all the weight.
Would be on the, yes, okay,
Yes.
got it.
So some other important keys. You want to have them have their feet flat on the ground
Okay.
and knees together. If the knees apart, that's less stable, and if the feet are not flat on the ground, it's less stable.
Okay.
The other thing is I have their inside arm come out and cuddle, hug, or hold the person in
Now,
front
I
of them.
noticed that you
that
did
locks
that,
them in.
Yeah, well, and you did it as kind of a hypnosis bit, like get intimate, and it made everybody kind of chuckle a little more.
Yes.
I don't know about uncomfortable, but it certainly made everyone laugh.
Yeah.
And so, but that also it helps to build the structure that keeps them all suspended on each other.
It locks them together, makes them feel like a team. They're all on the same team. They're not trying to get away from the other person. They're literally holding the other person in place.
Okay, good. So, and then you have them all arranged. They're all, now it doesn't matter what direction their head is leaning.
Well, they all go straight back slowly because you want them to hit their head on the head of the chair.
Okay.
And the other thing is you want them all to be tucked into the center because if they start to slide out, which we had with one person today, which was Mo,
Yep.
was he slid out, it became unstable. So as long as he's close to the center, it's easier for everyone.
Now, I noticed you gave everybody names instead of asking their real names. Is that so that you can keep everything running smoothly, so you're set on your regular script? You don't have to take a moment and go like, and you, Prager, you lay on this person.
Two things. One is there's a comedy bit written around that, which I didn't do today.
Okay.
I call them Larry, Curly, Moe, and Shemp, and then I test them on it, and when they fail, I, do little
You make
comedy
fun of
bits.
them,
I make
sure,
fun of
yeah.
them. But the other reason I do it is if I say Barry, and I got the wrong person, it
Right.
slows down the routine.
Yes.
So one of the things you want to do is you want to get to the end, especially if you think the thing might collapse early.
Right.
So you want to get to the end so that it's successful, walk off stage.
Okay, so, and now do you always walk off stage at the very end?
I walk straight off stage without looking over my shoulder, and I get off stage and I quickly peek and I wait until that sweet spot where they're just about to fall. When it starts about to fall, I run out and put my arm out to grab their hand. If there's a lady in it, I always make sure I take her hand and lift her up so that she doesn't fall on the ground.
So you'll do this with actual
Oh,
ladies?
actual ladies.
Actual
unlike
ladies.
the other kind.
Yes. Okay. All right. but the point is like it's not a case where it's only appropriate to do this with guys.
No, you make sure they're not wearing a dress.
Okay.
Or skirt. Or
Sure.
if they do, you point them towards the back wall.
Sure.
Depends on your venue, I guess.
Oh, I guess you have to think about that because if they're wearing skirts, you don't want to accidentally give.
And you want to take off their high heel shoes because that makes it less stable. And a funny bit is to smell them or have somebody else smell them.
Okay,
so there's
all right.
lots of comedy
Now I'm learning all
opportunities.
kinds of things. All right, dude, this is a hell of a bit. As far as pack small, plays big, you essentially pack nothing. All you do is direct people.
To
You
go get
have
me chairs.
Organic comedy that happens, and you get to be a fake hypnotist. That's amazing, man. Very
Cheers,
well done.
man.
Ooh. First and foremost, want to give a huge thanks to Robert Strong for slumming with us. And second of all, you're going to look at this and decide it's too big, it's too outrageous. No way I can pull this thing off. You don't know till you try it, buddy. And when you do pull it off, make sure someone gets video and post it in the forums at scamschool.tv where you can see all of our episodes right back to the very first one. By the way, did you guys know that I'm pretty much answering every single comment in the YouTube section underneath, right there in the comments, even the nasty ones about my hair, making me feel all sad? It's a birth defect, you should be nice. By the way, we should be friends. Why don't you join me on Facebook, fb.com/schwood, or follow the show at fb.com/scamschool. If you want to suggest your favorite bar scam, write me directly at brian@revision3.com. And don't forget, next week we got a super special expert who's going to show us how you can shoot laser beams with your eyeballs as long as you take too much Viagra. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's a medical problem. Anthony, come on!